Hello Flosstube, my name is Charlotte and this is my channel Clue Cross Stitching. As you can probably guess from the title, this is a channel about my cross stitch and all things that relate to it. I hope everyone is keeping safe and well. We have recently just had a heat wave here in the UK where it was about 32 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, 90-ish, I'm not sure. But I love the heat, I do, I really do love the heat, but the British weather, it's not just hot, it's humid, it's muggy, and that sort of heat can't deal with. I was very sweaty. The reason I bring that up is because I was actually planning to do a Flosstube last weekend, but again it was just too hot just to sit, and that we had the fan going, we had the windows open, it was still too hot, so couldn't do that. I did film this Flosstube a couple of days ago. Today is Monday the 17th of July. I filmed it on Saturday the 15th of July, but decided to refilm it because I waffled on for half an hour on my life update and nobody wants to listen to that, so thought I'd refilm it. There was other things that happened. Daryl was at work, he came home early, so he came in halfway through, which then made me self-conscious. Somebody rang the door, Daryl brought me a sandwich. I then had to cut it short because I had my hair, I had a hair appointment, so I got my hair cut. I then came back because I hadn't fully finished the video. I then did a haul video, but by that time we'd picked up the dogs, so we were looking after the dogs for the afternoon. They were pacing and running around and it was just chaos, so I thought, you know, scrap it, just start again. So welcome, this is Flosstube number 24. It's been 2 months since my last video, and the main reason for this, okay, we're just jumping straight into life update and I will make sure that it is not half an hour long. Life update. The reason I haven't been able to do a Flosstube earlier is because I mentioned this in previous videos that something exciting was happening and all my inner circle knew, and now I can tell you all because it's happened. Dara and I purchased our first and hopefully forever home. So we've been living together for a few years now, but we are now on the property ladder. We have bought a house. I'm so excited, so happy. I'm really happy, and so is he. So yeah, it's a nice, really nice house, and exciting, obviously exciting buying a house, but there is also, we have, because we don't have any kids, not planning on having any kids, we have 2 spare bedrooms. We've got, it's a 3-bed house, so we've got obviously our master bedroom. We've then got 2 spares. One of them we are going to turn into a spare bedroom. If anybody wants to, you know, stay around and things like that. Then we've got the other bedroom, which I have claimed as my craft room. So at the moment, it's not a craft room. It's currently a home office where I am working from home. Daryl's still out where he works on site. He can't exactly do that at home, so he's still on site. At the moment we're using it, I'm using it as a home office where I am working from home. I only work from home 2 days a week, Monday and Friday, and the other 3 days are in the office. That's only a recent thing, like last week it started. Before that, from June, I was in the office full time, which I wasn't exactly happy with, but it was a better situation from when I was working at home in my old place that I lived. So we moved in on, so we completed on the 10th, moved in on the 12th of July, and we didn't have internet until the 27th of July, so those 2 weeks obviously I physically couldn't work from home, had to go into the office. So yeah, I will put in a video, if I haven't already, of the empty room that will be turned into the craft room of the day that we collect the keys. It's not the biggest room, but it's enough for me. It's got a nice big cupboard that I can store all my craft stuff in. So it's all exciting. I will be painting it the purple, although it's a nice colour, it just makes the room way too dark. So I'm hoping to redecorate it into most likely a lime green, no, mint green, light mint green. That's what I want, because I love green. Love green. So yes, that is why I'm not in my usual space. If you've seen me before, if you've come back, thank you very much. But yes, this is not the usual place that I do my floss tubes. I normally have a giant Pirates of the Caribbean flag behind me. We still have it. It's in one of the boxes somewhere. So yes, we now have a whole house. Where we were living before, it was in a house share. Weren't happy. So we're out. We're in our own home. Yay! See, that's better. 7 minutes rather than half an hour, because I did waffle on about the house for half an hour. So that's a lot better. But I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So happy. So, yes, that was the main thing that happened in my life in the last 2 months. Right, shall we get into the cross stitch? We'll start with finishes, then go on to new starts, whips, plans, and then haul. So, finishes. I have had one finish in the last 2 months, and that is the Team KLT Presley Penguin. This was a head-to-head challenge chart that was free to Team KLT, and I have changed it a little bit, mostly because I didn't have the colours. Well, I did have the colours, but they were all packed away because we were moving, so I just pulled what I did. Hopefully you will have seen a picture of what it should look like and a picture of where it was before, and then this is my finished piece. This is stitched on 16 count white Ada that I had in my stash. As you can see, the original chart, the sash and the balloon was supposed to be in a blue, but again I didn't have that to hand, it was all packed away, but I did have the purple and the orange, so I just used that, and it actually ties in quite well for the Team KLT Oliao that was for April 19 head to head. He was stitched purple, he had a purple sign, so this will look quite nice next to him when I actually finally finish him. He hasn't been washed, he hasn't been ironed, and as you can tell, the fabric's a little bit marked. So there is that. It seems like an odd finish, but when we moved in July, it was we were in the middle of a round on Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, and where most of my stuff was packed away, this was the first thing that I grabbed. It was nice block colour, so it's perfect for stitching those ingredients. So for anybody new, Myth and Magic Stitch Wars is a group on Facebook, and there's different clans. There's 5 people to a clan, and there's a list of different ingredients that you can stitch. So if you stitch 50 stitches, it's a weathered pebble. 75 stitches is a raven feather, and it goes up until 1000 stitches. And you use them to, those ingredients, into like spells, so you can have like attack spells, rejuvenating spells, things like that, and you throw them at the other clans, and the last clan standing are the winners. So nice block colours are advised for stitching in this, because you have to stitch as fast as you can, especially when you're trying to heal. And this was a nice one just to stitch for that. So that's all the finishes that I had. So one finish and new starts. So I had one new start. This is a first for me. What it is? So it is the Nora Corbett Sunrise Laguna Mermaid. This is my first Nora Corbett that I'm actually stitching, and this is a sal that I am doing with Nadine, Nad's X Stitch. Basically, I messaged her. She's a really lovely person. I've been watching her for a while, since she started her Flosstube. And she's always saying that she loves to meet new people, and she's always into friends, so I thought I'd message her. So messaged her, we started chatting, said that I'd really like to do a sale with her. She said yes, that's amazing. So we just started chatting. I said that I'd never done a Nora or a Mirabilia before. So we decided that that would be the chart that we sell together. Well, that's designer. I said to her that because she had a lot in her stash that she chose, and she said, no, this is your first Nora, you choose. So off I go, try and find one. I've been eyeing this one for a while, since I saw somebody stitch it at the Southampton 2019 retreat. Somebody was stitching this, and I just fell in love with it. It was beautiful. So when this came up, I said, oh, I really want to do that one. So I suggested it to Nadine, and she said, yep, fine, she has it in her stash. The one thing that she did say, which I completely agree with, is Noras don't really have faces, which she doesn't like, and I agree. I'd prefer a face. So when we get to that section, Nadine is going to chart a face, and hopefully I can just steal it. So I messaged her at the beginning of July, said, oh, let's start this. Then the date that we were supposed to start just kept pushing back. Obviously I was moving, and then Dean went up away for a few days. So the actual date that we started this was the 3rd of August. Since then, I've only had 2 sessions on this, mostly because of Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, and this is a paper chart. And I am actually quite slow now on paper charts because of Pattern Keeper. Absolutely love Pattern Keeper, best thing. If you've not tried it and you want to, I would highly recommend it. So yes, stitching on paper copies, I'm finding I am very slow compared to when stitching with Pattern Keeper. So I keep all my threads in this Bags Plus Floss Buddy. I got this in the Secret Exchange in the Southampton 2019 Stitch Retreat. I got it from Corin, who is actually the owner of Bags Plus, so that was really nice. And this is my progress. This is stitched on 16 count Ada called Bring Me Sunshine, and it's from KLT Charting. And that's just what I've done, is her tail, or the start of her tail, just there. And I just love how bright and vibrant these colours coming out on this fabric. And of course my edge needle minder, because I love him so much. That. Usually I don't cut my fabric to size, but with this I had quite a bit of fabric that wouldn't fit in the Q-snap, so I measured and measured and measured and made sure that I would have enough fabric and I wasn't going to run out. So I've chopped that off. I've got a decent, I think it's 5 or 6 inches at the bottom that I've cut off. So I'm planning to use those for just like ornaments or something like that. So yes, when I got the chart, I also got the bead pack for it with the treasures. I am a little bit nervous, which is one of the reasons why I haven't started a Nora or a Mirabilia, is because I am nervous about the beading. It will be my first beading experience, so I'm sure that when I actually get into it, it will be fine. It's just taking the first step. That was my new start. I know Nadine has started in the top left corner, and you can see her progress because she shows it in her Flosstube that she uploaded the other day. So that's Nad's X Stitch. I will put a link below. Sorry, my hair is just, it was cut on Saturday, so it's still a little bit haywire. So yeah, that was my new start. Let's get into whips. So my main whip that I've been concentrating on is the Snow Dome stocking. Here we go. It is a Cooler Classic chart, and it is designed by Linda Gillum. So it's there. I think the last time you saw it, I will post a picture up, but I think I was only part way through. I'd done the Joy, and I'd started on this one, and I'd done the name at the top, and I wasn't entirely sure whether or not to backstitch around the name. And I asked you guys to see, oh, and I also asked you what one of the creatures were, because I wasn't entirely sure. So this is where we are now. So I've hidden the name a little bit. I did decide to backstitch just in a darker pink, and I do think that it gives it just a little bit of definition. You can't tell, but that is étoile thread. Okay. I've now finished, almost finished this one. The bear's supposed to have eyes, which I've not done, and there's supposed to be stripes on his jumper, which again I haven't done. All the presents and the rest of it is backstitched. I've done the base of that snow, I call them snow globes, The snow globe, again not backstitched. The majority of Santa and his reindeer. Snow globe is done with his giant candy cane. Not backstitched obviously. And I'm moving down into this one, which is a snowman. I think you can tell that is white. White on white can just go to hell. And because there is also quarter stitches in there. Yes, while having the dilemma of whether or not to backstitch the name up here, I'd backstitched Joy, and I showed Daryl because I wasn't entirely sure of the colour. It looked quite green, whereas in the chart picture it looks quite blue. So I showed Daryl and he said, oh yeah, no, that looks really good. I like the effect on the snow on the top. I didn't even notice. I just thought it was white on the top. But yeah, you can definitely say that it's supposed to be snow. And I was just like, oh yeah. Oops. I guess that's what happens when obviously you're stitching on it constantly. And it's not until you step back and you go, oh yeah, or somebody else points it out to you. Okay. Got a few more. 1, 2. I've got 3 more globes to do. Next one starts just about here, and then one more under there, and then one down here going into the toe bit of the stocking. I was hoping to be a little bit further along with this, but again, this is a paper chart, and as I said, I'm just so slow with paper charts now. Just so slow. No, that is stitched on a 16 count white Ada that I had in my stash that I think I got from the charity shop. So my next whip that I worked on was Dominic the Donkey, which is a chart by the Cross Stitch Studio. It's actually called Mary Beth the Christmas Donkey, but I've named him and changed his sex, so I will put up a picture of what it will look like when it's done and a picture of where I was last time. As you can see, I think I was up to there. I've now come down, done that. I think the first page, I think, comes down to about here, so I'm not that far off page 1 completion. But I pulled this out because the Cross Stitch Studio was doing another challenge in July where you stitch a little bit each day, and if you did that and you had the correct amount of pictures in your album, you got a voucher for a chart that was, instead of it being $15, it was down to $10. So I did this, pulled out Dominic, and I think most days I only got about 50-60 stitches in, but I really enjoyed just pulling it out for 30 minutes a day and then putting it away. I think I said that last time. Really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping that by the end of the year I can get at least page 1 and hopefully page 2 finished, and then next year is when I'm really going to concentrate on him, because he's a 5-year project and if I want him done in 5 years, the original plan was to do a page a month, but then I was doing all the Christmas gifts, so that's obviously not happened. And I have worked it out that if I can do, I think it's 15 pages a month, 14 or 15 pages a year, sorry, starting from next year, I will be able to make that into the 5-year plan, and I will get it done in the 5 years from when I started it. Anyway, we shall wait and see, but that is the plan for next year, is to concentrate on Dominic, and I will talk about 2021 plans a little bit later on. So my last project that I worked on is the hot air balloon Sow by KLT Charting, because I am model stitching this. When I filmed this on Saturday, I was able to show you the whole thing because only 6 of them had been released. Part 7 hadn't been released yet. That's still the case, but I hadn't yet started stitching part 7. I've now finished part 7, so I can't show you that because it's not been released yet. So I will put a picture up of where I was last time. I believe I'd only done 1 to 4. Part 4 had been released. Anyway, so, and this is what we look like now. So part 7 is being released on Wednesday. I am absolutely loving this, absolutely loving this. This is stitched on 18 count Ada, called Bring Me Sunshine by KLT Charting, and I just love the way that it looks like it's the sky and there's some clouds. It's just perfect for this project. So yes, this is being released Wednesday. Then these are, the release are every 2 weeks. So the last one is released, I think, very end of September. If you want this chart, I advise get it sooner rather than later, because once this Sow has finished, Kim then will retire the chart for a year, so you can't buy it until most likely October 2021. So if you want it, I advise get it sooner rather than later. But I am absolutely loving stitching these. The top threads used are DMC variations, and then these bottom ones I am using DMC colorist threads. I have them all here, so if you want to know a specific thread, let me know. So Kim designs these so you can use your imagination, use your own floss colours and things like that. So it's uniquely yours. So that is all the whips that I've worked on. Not very many because obviously we've been busy moving and that. So shall we move on to plans? So, plans going forward for the next month or so is to try and get as much of snow globe stocking done as possible, because we're now in August and I still have to do the other stocking, the wildlife stocking, the flowers in the jar cushion, and then the cat cushion. all before Christmas because they are my work colleagues' Christmas gifts. So I've really got to get my arse in gear and actually start stitching them. But I've decided I'm not going to start stitching at least the second stocking until this stocking is done, because I don't want both stockings on the go at one time, because I think that would just overwhelm me. Just get this one done and pull out the next one. Obviously I need to be working on the hot air balloon sow, because that is a model stitch and I need to get it done before the next releases. So that will be worked on, and I think that's just the plans for the next coming month. Plans for 2020, Jen, not Cross Jen, and Louise, Angelic Minxie Moo Stitches, I've come up with a plan for next year, and it's called Oh No You Don't Start All the Things Sal. Basically, we each have, or they have, a lot of whips, and it's starting to get to the stage where I think they just want to cut them down a little bit, because it's start all the things at the moment. So next year you're limited to 5 new starts, 3 retreats, so that is the Southampton retreat and the 2 Milton Keynes retreats. Now I only go to the Southampton retreat, not the 2 Milton Keynes, but I'm not missing out on the new starts. So I will start when they go away. When they're at retreat, I'll have a new start as well. Then there's 1 birthday start, so you can get a new start for your birthday, and then 1 wildcard start. So that's 5 new starts in the whole of 2021. That then came up with, well, everyone's just going to start loads of things this year because they're not making up for next year. So there was a limit on how many new starts you could have this year, and it was 10. Lou managed to get hers up to 12 because it was her birthday. Lou is now being called Loophole Lou because she has now come up with that if she finishes 3 projects and one of them is one of these 12 new starts that she's got this year, then she can get a new one. She's doing really well at the moment, and I think she's already got 2 new starts. She's finished 6 projects. A minimum of 2 have been these new starts, so she's got 2 new starts. I don't know if they're going to rein her in and say, no, you're not having any more loopholes, but we shall wait and see. So that is next year's plan. And while I was watching Jen, not Cross Jen, about 6 weeks ago, and she was talking about this, Sal, that, oh no, you don't start all the things, Sal. And she started talking about who was joining in, and she mentioned me, that I was joining in because Daryl, my other half, Daryl was not exactly happy with the fact that I had so many projects on the go. And Daryl picked that exact moment, because I think it must have been a Saturday or a Sunday. I was sat on the bed stitching, Daryl was playing his game. He then picked that exact moment to take off his headphones, and he was going to talk to me, but then obviously heard his name on Jen's Flosstube. And oh my god, Jen was like, oh, he's not happy that she's got so many, and I was absolutely creasing up because Daryl's face when he heard this was absolutely hilarious. He just couldn't believe. He was like, you obviously talk to your friends about this? And I said, yes, they're my inner circle. I tell them everything. And he said, you're making me out to be a heel in front of your inner circle. And I went, but Daryl, you are a heel. And he was like, I understand that, but now all your friends know I'm a heel. And I went, it's fine. It's fine. And I was creasing up. I was absolutely wetting myself because of what his just face, his reaction. And it was just perfect timing, absolutely perfect timing. If you're wondering what a heel is, it's a wrestling term. So you've got a face and you've got heels. So a face is a good guy, basically. So you're a good guy, you get cheered and all that. And a heel is a bad guy, you get booed. So he was just like, you're making me out to be a heel, you're making me out to be a bad guy. It was out. So that was funny. And it's still true. He really doesn't like the fact that I've got so many projects on the go, and it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't help that I found another one while we were moving that I hadn't forgotten about, but I just didn't know where it was. So it's not in my whip parade that I did back in January, February time. And I don't have it here at the moment because I've packed it in a box in my stitchy room. So, but I can get that out later. So, yeah, that's boosted me up a little bit. Another one. So, I think that's plans. Oh, I'm currently doing Stitch from Stash. I decided, obviously, where we were moving and all that, I needed to save some money, not spend as much. Stitch the projects that I've got rather than buying new ones. So the round started on the 1st of July, and we're obviously now 17th of July. Yeah, 17th of July. So, no, 17th of August. We are 17th of August. So July has happened. I have a £20 budget. I set myself. In July, I spent £81.96 on cross-stitch stuff. So there's me saying, oh yeah, no, I'm going to cut down, and I brought a lot of things. Obviously, the Laguna Mermaid chart embellishment pack was a necessity if I was supposed to stitch it with Nadine. So, I got a little bit of credit back. Obviously, Presley gave me, he was worth I think £8, and I claimed 2 of the hot air balloon finishes. So I'm claiming each one as like a mini finish, and that is £5.50 each, so I claimed 2 of those, so that was £11, and Presley is 8, so I had £19 worth of credit. But that does mean that I am currently in the red of £42.96. As long as I don't spend that much this month, I'll have another, so I'll have 2 hot air balloon mini finishes this month, which obviously the £5.50 each, so that will give me 11, a £20 budget. It won't obviously cover the deficit that I'm currently in, but it will be a good start towards it. And hopefully, as long as I don't spend too much this month and don't spend too much in September, I should be back in the black. So that is my plans. Let's get on to haul. Obviously, I know that some people don't like haul, so if you are leaving me now, then thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully you like what you see and you will like and subscribe. Thank you very much. But if you are staying, let's see what I brought. So, Laguna Mermaid. The Sunrise Laguna Mermaid has a companion piece, and it's called Moonlight Laguna Mermaid. So I did buy that one as well. And that's what she'll look like. And I did get the embellishment pack with her as well. And this is from Arts and Design. So, obviously no plans on starting her anytime soon. I need to finish Sunrise before I start her. The plan is to stitch her on the same fabric as Sunrise, so the Bring Me Sunshine by KLT Charting. That's that plan. Sunrise Laguna Mermaid has 3 Karen water lilies in her, and this will be my first time using Karen water lilies. So obviously had to buy them. There was only one in stock when I first ordered her, and that is Periwinkle. That's just lovely. This is a silk, which is my first time using silks. I then had to wait until the other 2 were in stock. Arts and Design, the 2 owners went on holiday for a couple of weeks at the end of July, came back last week. So I was able to buy the other 2 remaining Karen water lilies that I need. This one is called Midnight. I wonder if I can just get a piece of plain paper. There we go. I have an envelope. That's a nice darker thread. And then this last one, which I am absolutely in love with. It's a beautiful colour, and it's a green variegated, and it's called Pine Forest. And just look at that. I mean, I love green. I say that all the time. I absolutely love green, and that colour is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting to a part on the chart that uses those colours. Now, as you know, you can't just order threads on their own. That's just silly. They have to have a travel companion. So I brought this chart as well, and it's called Christmas Calories, and it's a Sue Hillis design. And it says, calories don't count at Christmas. And I just thought that was adorable. That's so cute. Now, I will admit that in the past, I have been a Scrooge, a bar humbug, don't like Christmas, rah rah rah. For the last couple of years, where me and Dara have been living together, I have got a little bit more excited for it. This year, oh my god, I'm excited so much. We're in our own place. We are going to go absolutely crazy on the Christmas decorations. We haven't got anything. Or we have a few Disney ornaments, but we haven't got a tree, we haven't got decorations, we haven't got lights, we have nothing. So I am really looking forward to going crazy this year in buying loads of Christmas decorations and having them up. And I even said that I wanted a giant inflatable for the front garden, and it's just going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I am now starting to get excited for Christmas. Yes, I know it's still August, but this is our first proper Christmas in our own home. So yes, so excited. So next is so if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that I am part of the KLT Charting Stash Club, which is 10 DMC threads a month, a PDF chart, a mystery item, and a 10% discount code. I am also part of her Fabric of the Month club. So that is what I'm going to show you. All the DMC that I get the last few months have been put into my DMC stash, so don't have those. The mystery items can be anything like a needle minder, another PDF chart, some fancy floss like DMC Etoile or things like that. It could be like a little accessory, like a scissor fob or something like that. So, the July Stash Club came in, and so these are the DMC threads that I got. They are in numerical order, so this is from 826 to 838. And these two that were paper clipped were the ones that were missing from last month's Stash Club. So instead of her holding them on to the whole club, she'll send it ahead what she's got, and then in the next month she'll make up for the missing. So there's that. The mystery item in this month was a DMC thread organizer. So in this you get 3. They have a magnetic strip that you can put your needle on. They will hold 15 threads, and they've even got holes so you can put them into a folder. So these will come in really handy. So I'm quite happy with that. I have used these before. I started using these for my Heaven and Earth, but I realised that I'd need about 7 or 8 of them. So it's probably easier for smaller projects. That the PDF chart that was included in the Stash Club is called, I will put a picture up here, it's called the Jigsaw Diplodocus, and I love dinosaurs. Dara loves dinosaurs, so I'm quite happy with that. Good thing with Kim is obviously where I have a Stash Club, if I want to order something else and she's not dispatched the clubs yet, you can add it to that order, add it to the Stash Club, so you don't have to pay extra postage. I ordered some DMC threads, the ones that were missing for Laguna Mermaid, and I also purchased 10 704s. This is for a very exciting project, and this is only a quarter of the threads that I'm going to need for said project. The project in question is the Long Dog Samplers Pandemic. This was released in July for 1 week only as a free chart. It is no longer free. If you want it, then it is available, but you have to pay for it. So I have the chart, I have some of the threads. I'm just waiting on my fabric, which I have ordered from KLT Charting. I'm in no panic to start at all this pandemic, so as soon as it arrives, I may not even start it. So, but I will show you the fabric once it arrives, and Kim has also ordered the other threads that I need, so there's another 30 that I will be ordering. As soon as Kim says, yep, they're in stock, I will buy them. The next thing are the fabric, the fabric of the months. So, I don't think I've shown you all of them, so I have April, May, June and July's fabric here. So we shall start with April. This one is called Coral Reef, and it is 18 count Ada. I get the 18 by 26, which I believe is a back quarter. I may be wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong. And this is oranges and greens, and oh, just look at it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love greens. I keep saying that. That's probably that's possibly even going to be the title of this Flosstube. I bought a house and I love green. So, just, oh, It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Kim comes out with the best fabric. It's absolutely lovely. So that one is called Coral Reef. And then we've got Maize, which is called Lunaberry, which is blues and purples. And some pinks. Again, this fabric is absolutely lovely. I have no plans for these, but I just want them in my stash. There's that one. My original fabric of the month was just the one piece of 18 count in an 18 by 26. I have now increased that, so I still get the 18 count, but I've also added in a 32 count even weave. Now, I don't normally do even weave, but I've decided that I want to expand my fabric choices in my stash, so I'm not just stitching on the same sort of counts and that, so I do want to do that. This one, June's limited edition, was called Sea Mist. Again, 18 count, and I think this is my favourite one that she has done so far this year. And of course, it's green. It's greens and like greys. It is a little bit darker. The greens are a little bit more vibrant in real life. But I just love that. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love, love, love that. And I wish I got more of this fabric, and I might actually check to see if she's got any spares in stock on her website. Because what she does, obviously, she cuts the fabric of the months, and then if there is any spare that she's like over dyed, and that she'll put them on her website as hand dyed fabrics in stock. So most of her fabrics have I think it's currently a 5-week turnaround period. So if you order a piece of, I don't know, dragon's egg, and it's obviously not in stock, then the wait is about 5 weeks, which I think is about the average. July's limited edition is called Crystal Nile. Now, this is the start of when the 18 count fabric was getting a little bit difficult to get. She had to swap supplier, and again then the shutdown happened, so she gave everybody that has 18 count an option whether or not to wait for the 18 count or to swap for the 18 count sparkly that she had in stock. I've requested to wait for the 18 count. She then said, oh well, there's an 18 count sparkly here if you want it. If you don't, it will just go into the in stock part on the website. And I said, you know what, no, I'm gonna buy it. So I put an order in for this, for the 18 count sparkly, but it was already dyed for me, so, and that is there. You see the sparkle? No, not really. There we go, there's a little bit of it. And this is obviously different teals and blues. Absolutely lovely. And July was the first month that I decided that I was going to expand my fabric range, because obviously where Kim had to swap supplier for the 18 count, she didn't want to just buy the 18 count, so she's brought 32 count Murano. She had previously expanded her range to include 28 count linen 32 count linen, 25 count even weave, and I did like the opal sparklies as well. So this is the Crystal Nile in a 32 count Murano even weave. There we go. That's more tealy, but yes. The even weave comes out lighter. It is more green in person. That's only really picking up the greys, but it is definitely more of the teal and the green. So yes. So going forward, I will be getting the 32 count even weave. My main reason obviously is to start expanding my fabric range, but also I love the Bothy Threads Rendale kits, but they only come with a 14 count Ada, which I don't like the coverage on at all. Do not like coverage on 14 count Ada of 2 strands over 1, and 3 strands is just too bulky, so I don't like that. So that's why I like the 16 and the 18 count. Oh, I found this 32 count Murano in a speckled fabric, and this is the sort of fabric that Bothy Threads use in their Rendale kits. So I thought if I use this instead of the Ada that comes in the pack, yes, it will come out a little bit smaller, but it will be a lot better coverage. This is a stamped fabric rather than a hand-dyed fabric, so one side is plain. That is the plain side, and then that's the dotty side. If my calculations are correct, I can fit 2 Rendales on here. So 1, 2. Because I have a few Rendales in my stash. I have the giraffes, I have the horse, I have the Christmas donkey, and I have the fox cubs at Christmas. So obviously that's 4 and I can only fit 2, so I will be purchasing some more of this, but I won't be purchasing more until I know that I can stitch on this, which again isn't going to be anytime soon. So this I just found, I just bought on eBay, and it came from Florishell Needlecrafts, and she has loads of different fabrics on there, so, and it was pretty decently priced. So that is my fabric from the last couple of months. I do also, I did purchase a couple of PDF charts, the first of which was Horses at Sunset, which I'll put a picture up here. It is a KLT charting chart because obviously she's expanded into the sunsets, which I am loving. Yeah, I believe in my last video I showed you my start on giraffes at sunset. So now she's brought out the horses at sunset, and I couldn't buy it quick enough. As soon as she said write new chart up on the website, I was just like, oh my god, buy. Purchase that. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a really, really nice chart, and bad word a lot, they don't look like penises, which a previous chart I had seen didn't look like what they were supposed to. So just leaving it at that. So I'm really excited to start this one. I'm not going to start it until I've finished at least Giraffes at Sunset, and I also have the lions at sunset, and I wanted to start that. And I don't know whether or not I'm going to do the lions next or the horses. And I will stitch the horses as they were charted, that's not a problem, but I also think that that would look absolutely beautiful with not a sunset behind it, but maybe swap the sunsets so they're green, a green sunset. I don't know, I'm obsessed with green at the moment, but I really do think that it will look nice. Green? I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. I may even start doing it and thinking, no, this is absolutely atrocious. We'll start with something else. We'll do something else. Sorry. Tea. This is my Supernatural Join the Hunt mug, because Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, I am in the clan The Hunters, and we all love Supernatural, and there is a lot of Supernatural gifts that go on in our group chat, and it's hilarious. So that's that. I also purchased, obviously I said before that we love dinosaurs. I've brought a few Heaven and Earth charts that were dinosaurs. Kim brought out a Kaleidoscope Raptor. And there's a couple of options on the colourways of this, whether or not it's the original yellow, reds and purples, which my Kaleidoscope Dragon was stitched in. Then there was also a blue version, and then I brought the green version. It was, I think the Raptors should be green, so I brought the green version. And then the last PDF chart that I purchased was a Cross Stitch Studio chart, because obviously I completed the July challenge on Dominic. You got the code for the £10, about the $10 chart, and I picked Santa's Surprise. Bidding. It's Santa, or Father Christmas, because in England Father Christmas rather than Santa. Father Christmas is falling down the chimney. He fell down the chimney, and there's soot everywhere, and it's in. I just saw it and I just went, oh my god, that's amazing. I love it. The Christmas tree has so much detail in it, and now that we have our own house, although we don't have officially a fireplace, we have an electric fire in our fireplace, so Santa's not going to come down. Father Christmas is not going to come down my chimney, but I saw that and I fell in love, and obviously at the moment I am obsessed with and getting really excited for Christmas. So I thought I'd buy that. No idea when I'm going to start it. Most of the things that I've purchased, I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I want it there, especially where PDF charts are so uncertain whether or not there's going to be something retired and things like that. So I thought I'd buy it, and there we go. I also, I don't know if you've noticed, here I have a Lowry stand. Oh, I'm so excited. This was, I didn't purchase it, Daryl brought it for me for my birthday. Yes, my birthday's not until September, but I was sat on the sofa here and I had a knot on one of my projects, so I was bent over trying to unknot the thread, and Daryl, who was sat here, looks around and I'm bent over, hunched over, and he flipped out. He said, "You're going to have such a bad posture, you're supposed to sit up." And I said, "I'm trying to get a knot out." And he's like, "No, I will stop you cross stitching if you don't sit properly." And I went, "You know what I wanted? You know I want a Lowry stand. That will stop me from slouching over." He said, "Fine." So he gave me his card and he went, "Just buy one." And I went, "Daryl, we've just bought a house. We can't buy expensive stands." I said, "I might ask for it for my birthday." He said, "It's fine. It'll be an early birthday present for you." I went, do I have to wait for my birthday then to get it? And he said, no, you can start it now. You can have it now. So I brought it. I think it was on Amazon. It was £100. But I had a £25 gift voucher from Amazon that I got given for Christmas a couple of years ago. So I got that. So we got the Lowry's down for 75 quid, which isn't that bad. And I'm in love, absolutely love it. I need to get the extender bar because we've got quite a wide arm on the sofa. So we'll be getting the extender bar at some point. And the other thing that I purchased was one of the Hobbycraft trolleys. And that currently sits over there next to the sofa and between the wall because it fits quite nicely there. I think that's all the things that I've purchased. We've been sent, there's been a whole drama on Heaven and Earth in the last couple of months because of the new DMC colours. Well, I say new, they've been out 4 years or so. There's been a bit of problems with the 08 and the 09 of the new numbers on the Heaven and Earth charts. Thankfully, I haven't really been affected by this. None of the charts that I have started, well, it's only the one Heaven and Earth, which is the Middle Earth map, and that's too old to be affected. None of my charts that I have 4 charts that have 08 and 09 in them. 2 of them have been replaced, but because of the issue and how she's handled it, and I just think it's been handled extremely poorly, and I'm not going to go into it, but if you do want to see a video with more details on going into it, then I would recommend watching Claire Seaside Stitcher on YouTube, one of her videos. She goes into detail about it because she has been affected with one of her charts that she has worked on, and it's devastating. I really feel for her, and there's obviously nothing that we can do. She has been deleted and blocked from the Heaven and Earth group unjustly, and it's whether or not, because her stitching is absolutely beautiful. She's working on Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and this is the one that's been really affected by this 08 and 09, and looking at the chart, it looks like that there may be additional colours being affected, but when trying to speak out about it, she got blocked and deleted. So we're not sure, and she's not sure how to proceed with her chart. She brought it to us because we had a socially distanced meeting in Kim's back garden a couple of weeks ago, and she brought it there so we could all have a look, and her stitching is just unbelievable. It's amazing, and for her to put so much effort into it, for it potentially to be wasted, is really heartbreaking. So at the moment, I think she's put it on pause, she's put it away, and she's working on something else that isn't affected with this 0809 issue. But I will link her channel below, and I will also link that video that she goes into detail about it below. But one thing is for sure, that Heaven and Earth has been put on my personal list of never to purchase from again. That list is getting quite long, which is a little bit sad, in all honesty, that everyone says that stitchers are the kindest people that you know, but it seems like cross-stitch businesses, or select few, have really bad customer service. Really bad. That I've personally had, and that I will not be purchasing from again. And Heaven and Earth is now, although that one's not bad customer service, it's just the way she's handled it and all that. So, you know what you should all do? You should all just buy from Kim, because she is a lovely person and I have had the best customer service from her. So, yeah, just buy from Kim. Buy from Kim. She has amazing fabrics. So, right, on that note, I should have been back to work about 10 minutes ago. So, I will cut it there. I will say thank you very much for watching me, and if you are returning, then thank you very much for coming back and listen to me waffle. If you are new, then thank you very much for tuning in. If you liked this video, like and subscribe. I always love reading your comments. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. If you don't want to ask on the comments, that's fine. I do have an Instagram, Clue Cross Stitching. Just message me on there. I will link below. I seem to have had quite a few new subscribers in the last couple of months, so if you are new, can you just comment just to say where you found me? Because if you are from you found me through a different Flosstuber, then I would just like to thank them for shouting me out and mentioning me. So I hope everybody is keeping safe and well, and hopefully I will see you, because I'm planning to come back in 2 weeks and get into the 2 weekly cycle with these videos. So hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye!